I have a love-hate relationship with payload Badwater. When playing as engineer, you can dominate with one of the numerous good sentry placements on defense. However, on the contrary, pushing against a well-coordinated team with a fine Texan nest can be about as hard as Jared Fogler on little kids. I'm Communist Space Bear, and this is the best sentry placements of TF2. Hello and welcome to the best sentry placements of TF2. In this series, we, and by we I mean I, because let's be honest, no one's going to watch this video, take a look at the more common sentry placements in TF2 and decide whether or not they are worthy to be crowned one of the best. Today we're going to be looking at Payload Badwater, one of my personal favorite engineering maps and maps overall. Now I'm going to read some useless information from the wiki in order to make me seem smart. Payload Badwater, or Badwater Basin, is a single-staged payload map that was added to Team Fortress 2 during the Heavy update in August of 2008. It had a major patch in 2013 to fix a lot of the bugs, that only took Valve 5 years, and had its last patch in November of 2015. Now that I got that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into these placements. This engineer roost should come to no surprise to anyone who has ever played on Badwater. It's probably because I see this sentry placement about as often as I hear free-to-play used as an insult.
Probably because we really don't care about this game like you do.
Exactly. Ow, 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 ow. Fucking free-to-play.
Let's start off by talking about the positives. This is a good place to build a nest because it denies the enemy team access to the whole top area of the map. Not to mention, throwing down a telly for your team really helps them get back into the action sooner, and erecting a dispenser will hopefully make them last longer than a white guy on the dance floor. However, just because this isn't a bad place doesn't mean you should jump on the bandwagon. The biggest flaw with this placement is that it protects the objective about as well as JFK's security detail. In order to compensate for this, some people like to move their sentries to the edge where it overlooks the end of the tunnel, and this protects the objective all well and good, but leaves your sentry vulnerable to long-range attacks. I'll often see engineers building on the other side, near the large ammo kit and health pack. However, this placement falls under the same category. It really doesn't protect the objective at all. Now, of course, any good engineer can keep their sentry operational despite the long-range attacks. However, if you die or even look away for too long, your sentry's health could become about the same as my motivation to finish this semester. 0. This next sentry placement is common, but honestly is one of the better ones on this map. It does a decent job at defending the objective, however it can be flanked incredibly easily. Therefore, this placement, like most, functions best with a team to get your 6. Having a sentry on the ledge here will overlook and protect the payload, which is vital, and can slow advancing forces to a grinding halt. However, as mentioned earlier, there are a lot of ways to flank behind this sentry placement. There's that whole back area behind this building that is easily accessible by the enemy team. Therefore, you need to be cautious, because if an Uber combo manages to flank behind you, you and your sentry will be added to the visitation list of the Grim Reaper. This sentry placement, though it has its flaws, is much better than the previous placement. The fact that it actually defends the objective alone is enough for me to like this sentry placement better. Not to mention that this is also a place that many teams will turn into a stronghold, with more players helping to defend the objective because it's easier to defend than the previous section. This position offers a height advantage for the defenders in addition to an easier to defend choke point. However, I'm not here to assess the map, that might be for a future video. I'm here to criticize people's use of repetitive sentry placements. That being said, I think any sentry placement can be good, at least for a while, especially if it's in a spot that no one expects. Anyway, let's move on to the butt-clenching section of the map, the final objective. Now that you've been pushed to this far back in the map, this is where the real action begins. It's the final objective. Maybe your team has put up a good fight, or maybe they're about as effective as Helen Keller as a marksman in the military. Either way, this is your last stand. Holding this position is vital for your decisive victory, and for some reason, putting your sentry in the same place every time is somehow completely effective. I swear, whenever I try and push this position, my team always stands back in awe as if I just crap my pants in church. I don't know what it is about the last point that makes people stand back until there is like 30 seconds left in the match, but that's enough of my complaining. Let's get on to the sentry placement. Positives, right, well, as I mentioned, it seems to be pretty effective. Spamming it from a safe distance really doesn't work all that well, and most of the time, it'll take an uber push just to destroy the nest. However, that doesn't mean you can just sit back and enjoy the view of your team getting slaughtered. Most of the time, you'll be getting bombarded with enemies trying to take out your sentry and win the game. They want to win, who would have guessed, am I right? This will require you to stay on your toes if you want to mow down defenseless blues as they run in fear after time has run out. And there you have it. This has been the best sentry placements of TF2 on Payload Badwater. Now, as I mentioned earlier, having a good team to back you up is vital because honestly, you know, one engineer is not going to be able to take on an entire team. You need to have a good team. If you don't have that good team, you're most likely going to lose despite your best efforts as an engineer. Anyway, well, I hope this video was informative, and I'll be making more of these in the future, so, you know, it took me a little while to make this, even though it's like 6 minutes long, so if you want to leave a like, that'd be pretty nice. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you in a future episode. If you have any ideas for other maps, leave them in the comments, and hopefully I see you all later. Thanks for watching.